Turn of the Tide by Rosie Harris. Read by Margaret Sircom. The long, narrow road of drab, dilapidated houses had an air of broken-down despair hanging over it like a grey cloud, even though it was a bright morning in late spring. A small child, little more than a baby, barefoot, a rubber dummy stuck full square in its mouth, its soiled nappy hanging between its bandy legs like a small hammock, waddled out from one of the half-open doors. It squatted down at the edge of the pavement and began poking around in the black slimy dirt that oozed along the gutter. Two women who were sweeping away the debris from outside their own front doors watched curiously as a trim young girl, carrying a brown fibre suitcase, came tripping along the street, the heels of her white tea-strap shoes clicking like castanets. She was dressed in a blue and white dress that skimmed her trim figure and barely reached her knees. Her cropped dark hair was half hidden under a white cloche hat. She wore no makeup, and her heart-shaped face was fresh and pretty. Lips pursed, she peered anxiously at each house, a frown puckering the wing-shaped brows over her dark brown eyes. "Whose house you looking for, love?" one of the women called out, leaning on her broom and openly studying the stranger. The girl paused, resting her suitcase on the pavement. "Mrs. Flanagan's. Do you know which one it is?" "Know it?" The younger of the two women gave a raucous laugh. "Give over, Chuck. Everyone in Bootle, let alone in Anfield Road, knows the Flanagans." "What do you want with them, then, love?" asked the older woman, lifting the front of her grubby pinafore to wipe her nose. I'm going to live with them." "Live with the Flanagans?" The woman laughed in disbelief. "Their house is bursting at the seams as it is. 6 of them holed up in there already. No room to swing a cat, let alone take in a lodger." Lucy looked uncomfortable. She had tried to imagine what it would be like meeting Aunt Flo and her family for the first time. She knew nothing at all about them. Her mother had never even mentioned her aunt's existence until a couple of weeks ago, only days before she died, when a letter had arrived with a Liverpool postmark. She would never forget how, when she had taken the letter up to the bedroom, her mother had given such a deep sigh of relief that it had sent a shiver right through her frail body. "This will be from your Aunt Florence, your father's sister," she'd murmured weakly as she struggled to open it. "Dad's sister? I never knew he had one," Lucy said in surprise as she plumped up the pillows behind her mother so that they were supporting her in a more comfortable position. "Oh, yes. She's a couple of years younger than he was." "And she lives in Liverpool?" Lucy was taken aback. Her mother nodded. "So why has she never been to see us?" Her mother shook her head, a troubled look in her faded eyes. "It's a long story, dear." Lucy perched on the side of her mother's bed. "Aren't you going to tell me about her and why we've never met?" "Later, my dear, when I'm feeling stronger." She reached out and took Lucy's hand. "It's enough for now that you know about her. Put this letter somewhere safe so that you know where she lives and where to go when the time comes." Lucy frowned. "When the time comes? I don't understand. What do you mean?" "Promise me, Lucy." Her mother reached out and took her hand, holding it tightly. "Swear to me that you'll do as I ask, no matter who tries to persuade you to do otherwise," she begged, a faint sheen of perspiration on her upper lip. Lucy leaned forward and kissed her on the brow. "Of course I will, Mother. Haven't I always done what you wanted?" Yes, my dear." The pressure on Lucy's hand increased. It felt like the talons of a bird clinging on. "This is different. It's your whole future." A spasm of coughing racked Maud Patterson's thin frame. Exhausted, she lay back against the pillows. Lucy dabbed the beads of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?